All right, I just grabbed my buddy's 03 Polaris 600. Hasn't been ran in a few years. We're gonna see if we can get her going. She's a little rough, but she's got some life left in her. Got a pretty decent track on it, and yeah, we're just draining the gas out of the tank right now. 2-year-old gas, not gonna chance it. And we'll take the carbs off, check, see what's going on, see if they're pretty dirty. I might take apart the exhaust valves here, definitely look in the air box, put some coolant in it, and give it a once over, give it a tune up, and see if she'll run. All right, well, we're gonna start taking stuff apart. I disconnected the coil here, and we're gonna try to get this air box off from here. Looks like it might just be push tabs. I ain't had one of these Polarises in a while. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, look at that. It's got a rubber thing, so that folds up. So that gets that off from there. Had a little rubber tab piece on the back here. I don't know if this whole thing comes off. It must. Okay. Yeah, there's shit down here. I set that to the side. I'm just gonna work on getting my carburetors out here. These are flat slide. And there's actually no clamp holding the boots onto the back side, but there is clamps on the engine side. So we'll loosen these up. We'll try going up this way here. What do we got connected here? Take this off. Well, that's probably oiler. Yep. Got another one on this side. Come on. Yeah, so my buddy just got this sled back. His brother had it for a few years, and he doesn't really have the time or place to work on it, so I want him to ride with me. So if this gets him out to ride, if I'm helping him getting his sled going, then that's fine by me. There we go. Gas line's a little bit easier to get to now. That is one thing I like about the flat slides, is that it feeds into the carbs with one line. I think it's a lot more simple. I have no doubt we're probably gonna have to do a fuel pump clean on this. Classic Polaris setup has your sediment catchers here, as I call them. Yeah, there's some pretty nasty gas. So far, I mean, they don't look horrible. They actually look pretty clean around the sides. But of course, we aren't actually gonna know until we get them opened up. I might just clean them right out here on site. They do have the little Phillips set screw, and then undoing this will actually get the bowl off from these. So I'm gonna grab the stuff to do that, and then we'll resume. Okay, got my little screwdriver. I'm gonna borrow my daughter's little Phillips screwdriver here out of her toolkit. I'll have to make sure I put it back so I don't get yelled at. I've had these little set screws multiple times just strip out on these. My Rev doesn't even have the set screws because they stripped out and I wasn't going to bother putting them back in, but seems like these are actually coming out pretty easy, so I will just reinstall these. I'll probably end up taking these little sediment catchers here off to get that off. Those are usually like a 16 or 17 millimeter that holds those on there. So again, these hold the carb bowls on, which, you know, I tend to like this better than the old Mikuni round slides. Just because, you know, those little Phillips screws that hold the round slide carb bowls in are kind of ridiculous. And wow, I'm actually very pleased. Like, everything's looking really clean. The main jet doesn't look like it has anything built up into it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do much to these. I think I'm going to spray them out. It just, you know, if I need to dive deeper, I will. It's not too hard getting into these, but I mean, it just looks so amazing right now in here. We'll see what this side looks like. Same thing. I mean, these things are just spotless, it looks like. So we're going to do a quick spray out with some carb clean. And I'm not gonna really touch them more than this. Looks like pretty nice. Pop that back on there. You know, if it was super dirty and I saw a lot of visible crud, you know, maybe I'd start digging in. Of course, there's nothing to take the main jet off, but, and even the pilot jet getting out. But because these look so clean, I'm gonna have confidence that I'm not gonna have to tear back into these carbs. I'm just that confident with it right now. You know, I'm a skidoo guy by nature, but, you know, sometimes a good old Polaris just wants to run. I've had one of these 600 Liberties before. I think they're fantastic engines. I haven't had a bad experience with them. I had one a few years ago. It was the same year sled, and I ran it for a whole season with a bad base gasket, and it was just dumping coolant. Every time I shut it off, it would just dump coolant into the bottom end, and you would be every time you started it up, it'd be burning off that coolant, and then it would run fine until you shut it off the next time. Then you just have to do the same thing. Fuel pump wise, you know, I don't actually know. I mean, this line seems pretty good. We're gonna see if when I pull it over, we get some squirting out of there, but. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were spilling fuel out of there. I don't think there's anything wrong with this fuel pump here. Okay, so this one ended up being good enough to use. There actually wasn't anything in there, and I just rigged up this. It should work fine. I'm not gonna doubt it. I'm gonna have faith in it. And we're gonna hook up our main gas line again here. And we still have to hook up our oiler lines after as well. Put this back in. And we're gonna put this back on. Actually, you know what, that's gotta go through here. These plug back in. Okay, next we'll take the spark plugs off and we'll shoot some stuff down there and see if she fires. All right, let's smash our starter fluid. Okay. We're just gonna set this over here. And we'll see if she starts. Give her a nice healthy dose right there. Park and brake. Ignition should be bypassed. Well, she wanted to fire. That's a good sign. Oh yeah, I think she's gonna want to start when we get some gas in her. Oh yeah. Perfect. Well, I'll take a video after I get some gas in it. We'll see if she runs. Now listen, it ain't crazy if it works, okay? I couldn't wait for the gas. I gotta know if this thing runs. So I'm taking out of the Tundra right now. She's being a good sport. Yeah, as you can tell, got a lot of skidoos around here. Got the old 85 Scandic, 04 Rev, 2012 Scandic Super Wide Track, 06 Free Ride style Tundra. You have an old Phaser, and we got a bunch of old junk part skidoos down back. About to get this one going today. That's a Rev we just did a motor swap on. And we're putting some gas in. See how she works. Yeah, so it seems to run good. Of course, being a classic Polaris, I had to unplug the throttle positioning or safety switch under the dash. I didn't really want to quite open up, but she seems to be opening up pretty good, getting up to 7-8 grand, and she goes pretty good, so say it was a success.